So here it is. And if you want to learn how to make it, stay tuned and watch. So there is a lot in this video, and I'm going to show you how to paint a tea set. The story behind this tea set is it was my mom's, and it didn't have a teapot on it. This came later, but they're all around the same era. And to paint the teapot, I already spray painted everything with this matte spray paint. That way it gives it a little tooth, which means other things can adhere to it better, because otherwise it has a shiny, slick surface. And then I painted this a white color, which is a Delta color that I use. And also I'm going to use this Folk Art metallic paint. And then I have some leftover paint samples I had from a different project I'm going to use. And this is just interior paint, that's a semi-gloss. And then I have a gold here that's not metallic, it's just a gold color. I have an assortment of paintbrushes. I have flat paint brushes, and then I have more of the rounded ones that are large, a little bit smaller one, and then really tiny ones here. When I'm painting, I usually don't know what I'm going to do, so I just have them all in here. To start off with, I'm just going to use the white, the light blue, and the gold color. I wanted to give you a little tip too, if you want to stir old paints, I like to use chopsticks. It's a really easy way then to get into these smaller bottles and to stir around instead of the large paint sticks. So save your chopsticks if you have any. So the first part I'm going to do is a base here, and I already did some white stripes going around, and I don't ever use tape, I just eyeball it. And so what I want to do is go into the blue this time. Where the pink is, I'm going to put a stripe. And this is kind of a medium wide brush that has kind of a rounded edge on it, because as you can see it's smaller up here and thicker at the bottom. So I'm just going to lightly touch the top and then bring it down and press down more where it's thicker, and then bring it over. Go around, it's not going to look great, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if there's straight lines yet, because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into the white again, but have just a tiny bit of blue on my brush, because I want a tiny bit of blue showing on the white, but not much. And I'm just going to go back into this and come down and go over a little bit over the blue, just the edge. They kind of blend together. Back into the blue again and come down with it. So I think that looks good. And now, this is the fun part. I'm going to rinse my brush in the water and dry it off on this cloth here. And then I'm going to just put a teeny tiny bit of the gold at the end and just kind of hit it a little bit. And a little bit in the blue too, where I'm going to do the blue stripe. So just hit it a little bit. This. I'm going to do the same with the white. Load the brush up with white and this tiny bit of gold. This whiter brush here. And I'm just going to go into the blue and just do the whole thing this color. Now what I did is I painted the lid, that blue color, the spout, and the handle. Next thing I'm going to do is paint this little part of it, and I'm going to use a metallic gold for that. And I have a round, medium-sized brush for painting this. So this is getting dried. I did the handles gold here, and I also painted this one gold, and this little spout here gold. Now on the rims on these, I'm going to do it like I did the teapot. So I'll just take some blue and go in with the little stripes, but I'm going to use this little brush here that's a flat little brush. So as you can see, I did that in the bottom of these and with a little bit of the gold in it. And then there's a little ridge here that I'm going to put gold into, and then at the top I'll do the gold too. So let me show you how to do that. So you'll need a smaller round brush for that. So there's the after, and I decided instead I'm going to put blue up here. So there'll be blue, white, gold, gold, blue, and white. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to put dots on the sides, and I decided to do the light blue for dots. I'm going to take my chapstick that I stirred with earlier. It's clean now. And I'm just going to dip it in the paint and do dots like this all over. Now I have a bigger end and a smaller end, and I think I'm going to do the bigger end. So I decided to paint it blue in here, and of course I'm not actually going to serve all of these. I'll just use them for other things that isn't food related. And I changed my mind on the pot. I painted the rim, or not the rim, I painted the spout and the handle gold. I thought that looked better. And then I put some white dots up here. And in this area it's kind of a ridge, so I either could do stripes, but I decided I don't want to do that since stripes are on the bottom. So I'm going to do kind of a rick-rack look on the top. And what I mean by that is I'm going to take my round brush and I want to put it in gold with the blue paint and a little bit of white. So what I do is I just go around like this with it. So that's what it looks like all done. And then I'm going to do it on the bottom here too, just the same with the smaller round brush. And for it to show up a little better, I added more yellow to this part, and then you can see it at the bottom. And then for the tray, I'm going to do the exact same colors as I did for everything else. I'm going to do this part on the edges a gold because it looks like a roping. And then after that, I'm just going to take my wide flat brush and do the stripes just like I did the bottom of the other items. And I'm going to start with the white. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the gold and the white together and go back over the white. And then after that, I am going to go into the blue. So I put it in the blue, and then the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to go blue all over before putting the other colors in there. So I'm just going to bring it up like this. Okay, now I want to do the blue with the metallic gold and a little bit of the gold. That's what it should look like when it's done. And then what I'm going to do is do that rick-rack like I did around the edges of the teapot. And to do that, I think I'm going to use the little whiter round brush. I'm going to use blue with some white and gold. And not the metallic gold, but the gold. And then it should look like that. So it's getting darker and darker in the Midwest, so sorry there was some kind of a shadow effect when I'm trying to do this, but this is the best I could do, so I hope you enjoyed it. And I do think it turned out really pretty, and I love the colors. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.